Hello and welcome to Train a Killer, a Cerule story. This is a prequel to the other two games, and pretty much shows how Cerule became the way that he is. So yeah, it's basically about him, his mother, and an abusive stepfather. Thereabouts. So, yeah, let's start a new game and see what...
Once upon a time, there was a young prince who lived with his mother. The prince was a brave and smart boy. He ate his veggies, flossed, and always listened to what his mom told him. The boy and his mom lived in harmony until...
Ring ring.
Oh, he's calling.
That's not how the story goes.
The boy folded his arm and huffed, shifted his head to turn toward his mother, lower body tucked in by a thick floral blanket.
I know, sweetie. Let me just answer this call, and we'll get back to the story.
Is it that man again?
Cerule, that is not the way a prince behaves. Now, quiet!
Well, fuck you. Answer the call.
Hello, Andrew? Yeah, it's me. What did you want to talk about?
She absentmindedly fixed the flowers in her wavy hair. Cerule listened to his mother cheerfully respond to the man. Talked about the most mundane of things, what he could hear. Mother acted like they just won a free cruise on a yacht. Glanced at the glowing dark stars of the ceiling and started to count. 1, 2, 3, and only 97 more to go before he would ask his mom to get off the phone. He and his mother made a promise that whenever she would come to enamored by the man on the phone, he could count the stars stuck to his ceiling. Once they ran out, he could interrupt. And I started doing this a lot. 100. So I directed to his mother once again. This time he shook his shoulders.
Yeah, Andrew. Just a second.
Putting himself on mute, he stared hard onto Cerule. Her eyes filled with gleaming malice. I only mouthed 2 words, but Cerule knew them more often than not. Shut up. I really liked it when his mother was like this. The bad mummy, he'd like to call her in his head.
I just wanted to tell you that I counted to 100.
I said, shut up!
Threw his storybook across the room, soaring through the air and falling to the ground like a bird shot from the sky. His breath caught in his throat as his stiffened body quickly turned around to face the wall. Put his hands over his head so that you could only hear his heavy breathing and the tears that quickly followed. He heard a small click of the button and then...
Hello? Are you still there? Sorry. Had to put the little one to sleep.
15 minutes later was when the call was finally over. I was breathing slowed by now, but the fear of being in the room with Bad Mummy at the moment still put him on edge. Rising up from her chair, she checked to see if her son had fallen asleep. Watching her son's chest slowly rise and fall gave her the satisfaction she needed to finally leave the room. With a creak in the door, she gave Cerule one last glance before giving the entrance a small click. Once he was sure his mother had gone to bed, he pushed the thick blanket to his knees and slowly crawled out. Careful not to make a sound while he went and retrieved the purple storybook. When he finally obtained it, he still made his way back to the twin-sized bed and snuggled in. Creak. Oh no. He had a ruffle of sheets in the other room. His face started to become unbearably hot at the thought of his mother finding him awake at this time. Who knows what she would do to him? Sat very still under the ruffle, till another ruffle was heard alongside a loud yawn. When he knew he was in the clear. Pushing the fabric curtain to the side to let in some of the light from the moon overhead, he opened the page where his mother had left off. He didn't exactly need his mother to read for him. Doctor said he was a very smart kid for his age. Reading level was above the other students in his class. Come a point that he was praised by both his teachers and mother, enjoyed any attention that was given to him. The rest of the story that he read in his head was a blur. To the rest would sleep. He could only remember a few words. Monster. Dragon. But he did recall there being a happy ending for the prince and his mother, which put a sleepy smile on his face. Closing the book, he hugged it tight to his torso, as if he was scared that it would disappear. Light coming in from the window made the room still, almost serene. Looking up at his digital blue-red clock before closing his eyes for the night, he saw that it was 11:11. The remaining students in his class saying that if he made a wish at this time, it'd come true. And so he made one wish before succumbing to sleep.
Please give me and my mommy a happy ending.
That's depressing. Been a month since Andrew moved in. Once the minimal house had become fuller, filled with his clothes and other miscellaneous items. Cerule didn't like this change. It felt cramped, even suffocating. The house now had a new scent that took a while to get used to. It didn't feel like home anymore. What Cerule thought didn't matter. What most was that his mother was happy. He and Andrew were never in the same room unless his mum was there, as she was the glue that held the so-called family, or what she liked to call it, together. She had never left Cerule alone with the man. Until now.
Boys, I'm heading out to catch up with some friends. I won't be back until late. Andrew, could you make sure Cerule goes to sleep on time?
One man let out a small hum before continuing to browse through the TV catalogue.
And for you, my prince.
Cerule lifted his head to meet his mother's gaze.
I need you to be very nice to Andrew, okay? I know he's new to you, but we want to make him feel welcomed from Mommy, all right?
Boy nodded, which earned a ruffle to his hair.
See you later, Cerule.
And with a kiss on his forehead and a kiss on Andrew's lips, she was gone. Most of the time, Cerule hid in his room, except for the occasional snack and bathroom break. When it came for him to go to sleep, he patiently waited in his room for Andrew to tuck him in. He waited, and waited, and waited. Looking at the clock, it was now near midnight, and no sign of Andrew in sight. Rising from his bed, Cerule picked up a large storybook on his desk and trotted to the living room, which lay Andrew as he groggily clicked it through multiple channels.
Shouldn't you be in bed?
You didn't tuck me in.
Sat up on the couch.
Aren't you a little too old for that?
You said you would.
Letting out an exaggerated sigh, walked down the hall to Cerule's room with the boy following behind him, pointing to the bed.
Okay, sleep.
Cerule crawled into bed and placed the purple book on his lap, waiting expectantly.
What's with that dumb book?
It's not dumb. You're supposed to read it to me. Mom always does that before I sleep.
Touching the book from his lap, Andrew opened it to a random page and proceeded to skim through the text.
Okay. The kingdom is attacked by a big mean dragon. Yada yada. It takes the queen from the prince, so he kills the bad guy with a sword and they live happily ever after. The end.
Probably shutting the book, he tosses it onto the desk.
Moral of the story: don't give bad guys the chance to strike in the first place to ruin your happy ending.
You're not a very good storyteller.
And you're a very annoying kid. Now go to sleep. Kids these days always getting in the way of happy endings.
Man stepped outside the room. Cerule could faintly hear Andrew mutter something about kids these days and how they get in the way of happy endings. Gave one more look to Cerule before grabbing the doorknob and sneering in disgust.
Parasite.
click, leaving Cerule in the darkness to reflect on his words. Cerule assumed that the longer Andrew and he were forced to be together, the more the older man would grow on him. Months passed, yet he could never make the connection. Rather, things only got worse. He noticed over the time passing that Andrew has become aggressive. He yelled when things didn't go his way. Both Cerule and his mom threw things across the room and shattered vases of flowers they had given to his mother the previous day. Called them horrible names, leeches, parasites, and other various profanities he felt like he didn't have the right to say. Cerule feared that it would be only a matter of time before the man would do something drastic. Then news of marriage was dropped onto him like a bombshell.
Oh, aren't you just so happy, Cerule?
Mother flaunted her ring in his face. It was a gaudy ring, a diamond ring. Probably cost more than what she could make in a single month. Looking away from his mother, his eyes landed on Andrew. Smoke caused him to feel sick to his stomach.
Are you sure? It hasn't even been a year.
Cerule, when you're older, you'll just know when you meet your soulmate.
Placed a hand on his shoulder and gripped it so tightly that he could see his fingers turn white.
Besides, don't you want your mother to be happy?
Looked at him with those eyes that he knew he had to say the right answer or else there'd be consequences. Meekly nodding, he dropped the subject. Was this something worth getting hurt over?
Oh, I just know you're gonna be the most handsome little flower boy ever. Andrew and I need to get going so we can look at revenues. I know you're responsible enough to handle being home alone.
And maybe that's for the best. Don't need you two up in this place.
I trust you'll be fine enough to keep yourself safe.
I mean, safe away from you two? Sure. He nodded again.
Don't get any crazy ideas, Cerule.
Oh, I just love it when you fill in the fatherly role.
Kisses the man on the lips, causing the boy to recoil.
Gross.
What?
Nothing.
Trying to ignore what she heard, Cerule's mum intertwines her hands with Andrew's and walks to the door.
I'll see you later, sweetie.
Door clicks and Cerule was once again left by himself.
The fatherly role.
There's no way in hell he'd let Andrew ever be his father. He's just some guy. Some parasite. The bad guy. Reminded him of something. Running to his room, he pulls the storybook off his desk once again. First, the pages towards the story's climax.
The brave prince, with sword in hand, swung at the evil dragon that had taken his mom. The beast wailed with a cry before finally letting go. The dragon now falling into a deep sleep forever.
Uh-oh, I think I see where this is going. Uh-oh. Turn to the next page.
The queen praised the prince, for his bravery saved her and the kingdom of...
Oh, didn't mean it. Let's get past that, sorry.
The queen praised the prince, for his bravery saved her and the kingdom of love. They remained together, never to be separated, and they lived happily ever after.
Staring at the final page, Cerule pondered. Could Andrew be the one taking the queen? Something had awoken Cerule in the middle of the night. A loud crash downstairs, followed by yelling and crying. Cautiously sneaking out of bed, he crept towards the source of the sound. Now hiding in the kitchen, his eyes peered into the living room and found a horrifying sight.
You bitch! You barely earn enough money! What makes you think we can afford this?
You said you would support me and Cerule no matter what the cost.
Hold her arms defensively.
That was before you decided to choose the most expensive venue without telling me!
Another shelf came crashing down with books flying forward at their feet. Boy gasped as Andrew grabbed his mum's wrist.
Look at all this shit.
You spend my money on things that don't even matter.
The dragon. Cerule took a step back. Corner of his eye, knife gleamed in the darkness of the night. The sword. Watched as his mum tried to break free, and his hand being raised as the boy moved closer and closer to counter. The queen. He knew what he needed to do. Swiftly, he grabbed the kitchen knife and ran into the living room.
Let go of my mom!
Cerule, stay out of this!
Gathering all the courage he could muster, he charged towards the man.
Get away from her! Ugh!
Getting across the room, Cerule flew, landing hard against the wooden floor. The man's leg was now throbbing. Looked down to see the knife embedded in his flesh.
Cerule!
Fading in our consciousness, he saw Andrew still holding his mum in place, as if he didn't even matter, like he couldn't do anything. Couldn't let it end like this.
Honey, listen to me.
We can forget this ever happened. We can go back to being happy again.
Cerule slowly crawled forward.
Take Cerule to the hospital and just say he was playing with knives. He got a little clumsy, that's all. He can still have the wedding. We'll even use the venue you wanted.
Came even closer.
Let's live happily ever after.
Cerule grabbed onto the leg of Andrew, causing him to lose grip of his mum and fall down.
Leave us alone!
Crawled on top of the man.
Get off of me, you parasite! Fuck!
Sharp pain entered Andrew's stomach. Cerule's mum gasped in horror. Cerule pulled a knife out of his leg and severed it into the older man. Took out the blade and plunged it again as the man's screams grew louder. He did it again, 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 till he grew silent. Cerule heaved a sigh of relief before hearing a small whimper. Looked to find his mum's head in her hands.
Mommy?
Grew closer, limping along the way.
Mommy, it's me!
Opening his arms for a hug. Was met with a slap.
You monster! You killed him!
But I saved you!
You killed the love of my life! What am I going to do without him?
Probably choose a better man. Cerule tried to hug her again, but was then pushed to the side. Ran to the corpse of fiancé and fell on top of it.
Cerule, I wish you were never born!
Didn't know Cerule walking over to meet her as she just sobbed over Andrew's body. Held over her, watching in pity. Might have missed her poor fiancé so much to be crying this hard, he thought. He raised the knife, a tear ran down his face. Cerule was gonna help her see him again. Well, this sucks. And fuck. What a God, what an abrupt ending, but God, this made me feel like shit. But yeah, I can kind of see why Cerule ended up being the way he is, because, my God. All because of a fairy tale story and abusive parents. Never a good combination. But yeah, now we kind of get Cerule's headspace and where he's at. Still kind of interesting, but very morbid and depressing, and maybe a tad bit of reality, because, yeah. Anyway, that was, at least the last game that's been released in the Two Trainer Killer series, for now. If, there's ever any more in the series, I'm definitely up for reading them, because I've loved the characters, and the story behind them all. But yeah, if you guys want to check this game out or any of the others, you can check out my playthroughs of the game. Or you can check out the game for yourself in the link down in the description below. And with that, we'll be moving on to hopefully a more happier game.